Chosen one, what if I told you that one of the most powerful men in the world just confirmed what you've always suspected? Elon Musk, the billionaire visionary, just let something slip. Something they never wanted you to hear. The Matrix is real, and the system is designed to keep you blind. Are you truly awake? Or are you still trapped inside their illusion? Watch this until the end, because once you hear this, there's no going back. For years, they've tried to make you believe that the world you live in is real. That what you see, what you hear, what you're told is the truth. But deep down, you've always felt something was off, like a glitch in the system. Now, one of the most powerful figures in the world, Elon Musk, has just confirmed what chosen ones have always known. The Matrix is real, and it's been controlling your entire life. Musk, a man with access to knowledge far beyond the average person, has repeatedly spoken about simulation theory, mind control, and the system's grip on reality. But they don't want you to pay attention. They label him as eccentric, distract you with scandals, and flood the media with noise so you don't hear the real message. Because if you do, if you truly wake up, their power crumbles. In this video, we're going to break down what Elon Musk has been saying, why it matters, and most importantly, what this means for you as a chosen one. The truth is coming to light, but the question is, are you ready to see it? Comment 77 below if you resonate with this message, and stay until the end, because what we uncover next will change the way you see everything. The Matrix isn't just a movie, it's a real system. The greatest trick they ever pulled was convincing you that reality is exactly as they present it. That what you see, what you hear, what you're told, this is all there is. They have woven an intricate illusion, a perfect cage, not of bars or chains, but of perception itself. From the moment you were born, they gave you the script. Go to school, follow the rules, get a job, pay your bills, obey authority, never question too much. And in exchange, they promise safety, stability, belonging. But here's the question they never want you to ask. Safety from what? Stability for whom? Because the moment you start asking, the illusion starts to crack. Elon Musk didn't stumble upon this idea by accident. He didn't just wake up one day and decide to entertain the notion that reality isn't what it seems. No, he has spent decades working at the highest levels of technology, seeing firsthand the way systems are built, controlled, and manipulated. He has stood behind the curtain where only the most powerful are allowed, and what he saw forced him to speak out. Subtly, cryptically, but undeniably. When he stated that the probability of us living in a base reality is 1 in billions, he wasn't making a wild guess. He was pointing toward a truth so deep, so unsettling, that most people simply dismiss it rather than confront it. The Matrix isn't fiction. It's a design, a framework meticulously constructed to keep you in line, to keep you thinking small, acting small, living small. Look around you. Every aspect of modern life is engineered for control. The media feeds you fear, keeping your mind locked in a cycle of anxiety and dependence. The education system doesn't teach you how to think. It teaches you how to conform. The financial system dangles the illusion of success, trapping people in endless cycles of debt, ensuring they work their entire lives but never truly live. Even time itself, the rigid structure of schedules, deadlines, the constant pressure to produce, consume, repeat, is a form of control. They don't need physical chains when they have perfected invisible ones. They tell you what to desire, what to fear, what to believe. They program you from childhood, making sure you never realize that the rules you follow were never meant to serve you, but to serve them. The moment you start seeing through this, the moment you begin to question the patterns, you are marked as a threat. They label you as a conspiracy theorist, a dreamer, a misfit. They make you doubt your own instincts. But deep inside, you've always known. This system wasn't built randomly. It is deliberate. It is precise. And it serves a purpose, their purpose. Who are they? They are the unseen architects of this world. The hidden hands that have controlled history, wealth, knowledge, and power for generations. They are the ones who hold the keys to the greatest secrets of humanity. The ones who have shaped belief systems, rewritten sacred texts, and suppressed knowledge that could set people free. They do not fear war or politics or financial collapse. What they fear most is you waking up, you seeing through the deception, you stepping into the power you were always meant to claim. Because here's the truth they've spent lifetimes trying to hide. Reality bends to those who understand it. Those who awaken to the nature of the system are no longer controlled by it. The moment you recognize the illusion, you can begin to break free from it. And this is where the war truly begins. The Bible speaks of a veil that covers the nations, a shroud spread over all people, keeping them blind to the truth. This veil is not just spiritual, it is psychological, social, economic. It is reinforced daily through every interaction, every law, every unwritten rule of what is acceptable and what is not. Think about how hard they work to keep people distracted. Constant entertainment, endless social media scrolling, mindless consumption, celebrity gossip, fear-mongering news cycles. It is all by design. The last thing they want is for people to pause, to reflect, to see beyond the surface. Have you ever wondered why those who truly seek knowledge, those who break away from the norm, are always met with resistance? The prophets, the revolutionaries, the ones who challenge the status quo. They are ridiculed, attacked, silenced. The same tactics have been used for centuries. When Galileo spoke of the universe's true nature, they tried to erase him. When mystics and sages uncovered divine truths, they were persecuted. When individuals rise above the programming, they are cast out, isolated, discredited. Why? Because one awakened mind is more powerful than an entire army of those still asleep. The moment you start questioning the system, you begin to see how deep it runs. The way they manipulate the economy to create artificial scarcity, keeping people in a constant state of struggle. The way they control food, medicine, and resources, ensuring dependency. The way they alter historical records, removing key knowledge to keep humanity ignorant of its true origins. They have constructed a false world, a shadow of reality, and they have convinced billions to live within it without ever realizing they are prisoners. But something is changing. The shift has begun. More people than ever before are waking up, sensing that reality is not what it seems. The frequency of the world itself is shifting, and the system is struggling to maintain control. That's why censorship is rising. That's why propaganda is increasing. That's why they are more desperate than ever to keep people distracted, divided, and docile. But it's too late. The cracks in the illusion are spreading, and those who have eyes to see are finally breaking free. So the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Because once you see through the lie, you can never go back to sleep. Once you recognize the patterns, you can never unsee them. The matrix exists, and it is very real, but you are not powerless within it. The same system that was designed to enslave you can be turned into a tool for liberation if you learn how to navigate it. Those who control the game have mastered the laws of energy, influence, and perception, but those same laws can be used against them. You were not placed here to be a pawn. You were not born to be another cog in their machine. You have always been different, always seen the world through a deeper lens, always felt the call to something greater. That was never an accident. It was a calling. The awakening is happening, and you are part of it. Reality is a construct. The system is designed to keep you in the dark, but you are the light that will break through. They have tried to keep you asleep, but they have failed. Because now you see, now you know, and there is no force in this world more powerful than a chosen one who is fully awake. Comment "Awaken" if you see through the illusion. How Elon Musk's words confirm what chosen ones have always known. They say the truth is always hidden in plain sight, but only those with eyes to see will recognize it. The world has been wrapped in a carefully woven illusion, where reality is dictated by those who control the flow of information. But every now and then, cracks appear in the system, small fractures where light seeps through. And when a man like Elon Musk speaks, those cracks widen. He does not shout the truth from the rooftops, nor does he openly rebel against the system that made him one of the most powerful figures on the planet. Instead, he speaks in riddles, in breadcrumbs, knowing that only those who are truly awake will piece them together. When Musk stated in 2016 that there is a 1 in billions chance that we're not in a simulation, the world dismissed it as eccentricity. The media laughed, turning it into just another soundbite from a billionaire known for his unpredictable statements. But for those who were already seeing through the illusion, it was not a joke. It was a confirmation, because for centuries, the chosen ones have felt this truth deep in their souls. Long before science could model the idea of a simulated reality, long before artificial intelligence could mimic human consciousness, long before technology blurred the lines between what is real and what is illusion, this knowledge existed. It was passed down through ancient texts, whispered in secret, understood by mystics and prophets who saw beyond the veil. Musk's words were not random. They were calculated, deliberate. A man who builds rockets, who pioneers neural technology to connect the human brain with artificial intelligence, who has the wealth to access the most classified levels of information, he does not make such statements lightly. If reality is a construct, who designed it? Who benefits from keeping humanity in the dark? And more importantly, what happens when the illusion begins to crumble? The elite have always known that controlling perception is the ultimate power. The Bible itself warns of the rulers of this world, those who work in darkness, manipulating what is seen and unseen. This is not just about technology. It is about the fundamental structure of power. The ancient pharaohs understood it, using divine imagery to convince their people they were gods. The Roman Empire perfected it, crafting narratives that dictated which histories would be remembered and which would be erased. Today, the same tactics are used, but now, they are embedded in digital codes, algorithms, and artificial intelligence that dictate what you see, what you hear, what you believe. Musk has warned that artificial intelligence is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. At first glance, this might seem like an overstatement, but those who understand the deeper layers of reality know exactly what he means. AI is not just about machines taking jobs or robots performing human tasks. It is about who controls the flow of information, who programs the intelligence that shapes human thoughts, who decides what is true and what is false. The elites have spent decades constructing a digital prison, a system so sophisticated that people don't even realize they are trapped inside it. Social media algorithms dictate your emotions. Search engines filter what knowledge is available to you. News cycles create an illusion of choice while feeding you the same scripted narratives. The Matrix is no longer just a metaphor. It is an operating system running in the background of your daily life. The chosen ones have always sensed this. Long before Musk spoke, long before technology advanced to this level, those who were awake could feel that something was wrong with the world. Have you ever looked at the world around you and felt a deep, unshakable knowing that things were not as they seemed? That reality felt too scripted, too structured, too designed to keep people in a state of compliance? That is not paranoia. That is awareness. And now, as more people awaken to the truth, the system is starting to glitch. This is why Musk's words matter. Not because they reveal something new, but because they confirm what has always been known. Those who control the world are losing their grip. The illusion is fracturing. The great deception that has governed human consciousness for centuries is beginning to collapse. And this is why they are fighting harder than ever to keep people asleep. They flood the world with distractions. They twist narratives, distort truth, create endless noise to drown out the signals. But no matter how hard they try, they cannot stop what has already begun. The signs are everywhere. Censorship is at an all-time high. They do not silence things that are false. They silence things that are dangerous to their control. Every day, more people break free from the programming, stepping outside of the carefully curated reality they were given. Musk, whether knowingly or unknowingly, has been part of this process. He is a paradox, both a product of the system and a disruptor of it. He builds the technology that could enslave humanity, yet he also exposes the very system that has been in place for thousands of years. Some believe he is a puppet playing his role. Others see him as a reluctant messenger, trapped within the very machine he warns about. But the truth is, it does not matter who he is. What matters is what you do with this information. Because the chosen ones are not waiting for a savior. They are not looking for external confirmation. They already know the truth, they always have. The moment you were born, the system began working against you, trying to dull your senses, trying to convince you that you were just another ordinary soul, just another cog in the machine. But you are not. You were meant to awaken. You were meant to rise. You were meant to see. Musk's words are another puzzle piece. another sign that the illusion is failing. But the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you dismiss it like they want you to? Will you continue playing by their rules, living under the weight of their deceptions? Or will you break free, step into your purpose, and start creating your own reality? Because here's the greatest secret of all. The Matrix is only as strong as your belief in it. The moment you reject it, the moment you refuse to be controlled, the moment you remember who you are, it loses its power. The world you see is malleable, a reflection of the collective consciousness. Those who control it fear you realizing this. So far, we've uncovered how Musk's revelations expose the Matrix and why the elite fear you waking up. But now, we're about to dive even deeper into the part they never want you to know. Their biggest fear and how you can break free. But before we do, if this video is opening your eyes, consider sending a super thanks to support more truth being shared. The elite's biggest fear, you waking up. There is one thing they fear above all else. It is not war. It is not financial collapse. It is not the rise or fall of nations. The thing that keeps them up at night, the force that threatens to unravel everything they have spent centuries building, is you waking up. Because the moment you reclaim your mind, their power is gone. The moment you step out of their illusion and see the game for what it is, they lose control. And they know it. That is why they are desperate, more desperate than ever before, using every weapon at their disposal to keep people trapped inside a false reality. They have always known that true power does not come from wealth or military strength. It comes from controlling perception. That is why they have rewritten history, edited ancient texts, and manipulated knowledge for generations. They do not need to physically enslave people when they can enslave the mind. A person who is mentally bound, who believes in the illusion, will walk willingly into their own prison and even defend it. But the moment a mind breaks free, the moment a chosen one sees through the deception, the entire system is threatened. That is why every great awakening in history has been met with extreme resistance. They know that one awakened soul can ignite thousands, and 1,000 awakened souls can ignite millions. The Roman Empire understood this. When a man from Nazareth began spreading teachings that threatened the structure of control, they didn't just ignore him. They executed him in the most public, brutal way possible, thinking that fear would silence his message. It didn't work. The early church was hunted down, its writings altered, its leaders persecuted. But still, the truth survived. Centuries later, when the printing press was invented, making it possible for the masses to read and think for themselves, it was seen as a threat to the ruling class. Knowledge was dangerous. The ability to think outside of the controlled narrative was dangerous. And so they tried to control even that. Fast forward to today. The weapons are different, but the war is the same. They control the flow of information, deciding what is fact and what is misinformation. They censor those who question too much, silence voices that speak outside of the accepted script. When truth begins to surface, they flood the world with noise, distractions, division, fear. Have you noticed how, every time something significant is revealed, a new crisis appears? A scandal, a war, an economic collapse? It is all carefully designed to keep the masses focused on survival, on division, on anything but the truth that is staring them in the face. Look at how the world is structured. From the moment you are born, you are placed into a system that molds you into compliance. You go to school where you are not taught how to think, but what to think. You are given a history that has been sanitized, rewritten, designed to make you believe in the righteousness of the system. You are taught to obey, to seek approval, to follow the rules without question. Then you enter the workforce, where your survival depends on staying within the lines they have drawn for you. You are given just enough freedom to keep you believing you are free, but never enough to actually break away. They do not fear those who protest in the streets, those who rage against the system without understanding it. That kind of rebellion can be controlled, redirected, even used to their advantage. But they do fear those who wake up and step outside of their game altogether. They fear those who stop playing by their rules, who detach from their control mechanisms, who reclaim their minds and their souls. That is why spirituality, true, unfiltered spirituality, has always been a target. They have hidden ancient wisdom, demonized certain practices, and turn genuine spiritual seeking into a joke or a threat. Because a person who understands their divine nature, who realizes that they are more than just a pawn in a rigged system, cannot be controlled. Think about it. Why do they work so hard to keep people distracted? Why is the world filled with endless entertainment, mindless consumption, superficial desires? Why is fear constantly being pumped into the collective consciousness? Fear of sickness, fear of war, fear of financial ruin, fear of each other. It is because a mind consumed by fear does not question. A mind lost in distraction does not seek truth. A mind trapped in division does not unite with others to break the cycle. But here is what they never anticipated. Despite all their efforts, the awakening is happening. More people are beginning to question. More people are breaking free from the illusion. The system is cracking, and they cannot stop it. That is why they are becoming more aggressive, more blatant in their control tactics. They are trying to silence voices, manipulate social consciousness, create chaos to keep people looking the other way. But it is not working the way it used to. Too many people are seeing through it. Too many people are waking up, remembering who they truly are, stepping into the power that has been hidden from them for so long. This is not just a moment in time. This is the shift, the turning point that has been foretold for centuries. The chosen ones were always meant to rise during this era. You were born into this time for a reason. The resistance you have faced, the struggles, the sense of isolation, it has all been part of preparing you for this moment. You have always felt different because you are different. You were never meant to follow the program. You were never meant to be controlled. And that is why they fear you, not because of what you do, but because of what you know. Because once you see through the illusion, you can never be deceived again. Once you reclaim your mind, you reclaim your destiny. And when enough people break free, their entire system collapses. They will try to stop this. They will try to distract, to deceive, to pull you back into the illusion. But their time is running out. The chosen ones are leading the way, and the shift is inevitable. The only question is, will you embrace it? Will you step into the power that has been calling to you? Will you rise above their fear tactics and take your place in the awakening? Because here is the truth they never wanted you to know. They were never in control. They only borrowed power from those who allowed themselves to be controlled. And now that power is returning to those who are ready to claim it. You were never meant to be a slave in their system. You were meant to break it. Comment free if you refuse to be controlled. Breaking free, how to escape the control grid. If the matrix is real, how do you escape it? This is the question that lingers in the mind of every chosen one who has begun to see through the illusion. The realization that you have been trapped in a controlled system is only the beginning. The true challenge lies in breaking free. They have spent lifetimes perfecting their prison, constructing it not with walls or chains, but with something far stronger: beliefs. They do not need to keep you locked away physically when they can bind you with your own thoughts. That is why the first and most important step to breaking free is to recognize the programming. From the moment you took your first breath, you were placed into a system that began shaping your perception. You were taught what to believe, what to fear, what to desire. Every institution, the school system, the government, the media exists to condition you into compliance. You were given a script to follow. Obey, work, consume, stay distracted, do not question. And because you were surrounded by others who were following the same script, you accepted it as reality. But deep down, there was always something that didn't sit right. You felt it in the quiet moments, in the spaces between the noise. A sense that there was more, that something was missing, that the world was not what it seemed. Breaking free begins the moment you stop accepting everything at face value. Every belief you hold, every fear that lingers in your mind, every limitation you have accepted about yourself, it was placed there by design. The system does not want you to think critically. It does not want you to question. It does not want you to wake up one day and say, "Who decided this was the way things should be?" Because the moment you do, the illusion starts to break. The cracks begin to form, and once you see them, you can never unsee them. They will tell you that you are crazy for questioning. They will label you a conspiracy theorist, a dreamer, a fool. But ask yourself, Why do they work so hard to silence those who think differently? Why do they need to ridicule and discredit anyone who steps outside of their programming? If the truth was so ridiculous, so harmless, then why are they afraid of it? Because the truth is not harmless to them. It is their greatest threat. Detaching from the matrix is not just about rejecting what you have been told. It is about reclaiming your mind, your energy, your very soul. Fear is one of the strongest weapons they use against you. They bombard you with it constantly. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of poverty, fear of death. Because a person who lives in fear is a person who can be controlled. But here is the secret they never wanted you to know. Fear is an illusion. It is a program running in the background, keeping you in survival mode so you never realize your full power. The moment you recognize it for what it is, it loses its grip on you. Think of fear as a chain, tightly wrapped around your mind. Every time you let go of one of their programmed fears, you remove a link from that chain. Fear of what others think, gone. Fear of stepping out of line, gone. Fear of losing what was never truly yours, gone. With each link that falls away, you begin to move more freely, think more clearly, feel more deeply. And that is when you begin to see reality for what it truly is. But escaping the matrix is not just about what you remove, it is also about what you reclaim. The system thrives on isolation, convincing you that you are alone in your awakening, that no one else sees what you see, that you are foolish for thinking there is something beyond the illusion. But this is the greatest lie of all. You were never alone. There have always been others like you, scattered, hidden, separated by design. But the moment chosen ones find each other, the game changes. A single candle in the dark may flicker, but 1,000 candles together become an unstoppable fire. This is why unity is key. They have spent centuries dividing people, pitting them against each other through race, religion, politics, ideology. Anything to prevent people from realizing that they are fighting the wrong battle. The battle is not against each other. It never was. The battle is against the invisible forces that have kept humanity asleep for generations. And the moment enough people see through the illusion, their control crumbles. You were never meant to be a slave in their game. You were meant to master it, to rise above it, to rewrite the code and create something new. That is why they fear you. That is why they fight so hard to keep you asleep. But the time for sleep is over. The awakening is here. And once you have seen the truth, you can never go back. Comment, unplug if you're ready to reclaim your mind. We've covered the illusion, the fear, and the way out. But what's coming next is the most important part. Because something big is happening right now. And you need to be ready. The shift is happening. Are you ready? The world is shifting, and you can feel it. It's not just in the news, not just in the chaos that seems to grow louder every day. It's in the air itself, in the way time feels different, in the way your soul stirs as if something deep within you has awakened. You know this isn't random. You know this isn't just another cycle of history. This is something greater, something far more profound than they want you to realize. And if you have felt it, if you have sensed that invisible current moving through reality, then you already know you were meant for this moment. Elon Musk's words were never just speculation. They were a signal, a confirmation of what many have felt for years but could never quite explain. The walls of the illusion are thinning, the veil is lifting, and the truth is becoming impossible to ignore. The elite may hold power, but they do not control destiny. They have built their systems, engineered their control grids, manipulated perception itself, but even they cannot stop what has already begun. The shift is happening, and no force on earth can prevent it. Look around. The structures that once seemed immovable are beginning to fracture. Institutions that ruled for centuries are now being exposed. The same media that once shaped the public mind is now distrusted. The same financial systems that controlled nations are on the verge of collapse. The same social narratives that kept people divided are unraveling. The game they have played for so long is no longer working the way it used to. They are scrambling, desperate to keep the illusion intact. But too many people are seeing through it. Too many have woken up. And that's why you are here. That's why you have always felt different. There was never anything wrong with you. The reason you never fit into the world's mold is because you weren't meant to. You weren't designed to follow blindly, to conform, to accept without question. The discomfort, the isolation, the sense that you were never truly at home here, it was all part of your awakening. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to lead, to guide, to step into the power they tried so hard to keep hidden from you. The time for hiding is over. The time for doubting is done. The time to rise is now. You were born for this. Are you ready? The matrix is real. The system is designed to keep you asleep. But now the truth is surfacing and you have a choice. Will you continue to live under their control, or will you step into the power of a fully awakened chosen one? If this message resonated, leave a comment below and share this with someone who needs to wake up. Subscribe for more revelations, because the journey is only beginning. Stay aware, stay strong, and most of all, stay free.